remind you that you ain't insane. It's funny how we build walls to protect what's real, when a piece how you feel might be all that heals. You ain't gotta change the globe in one night, just open up and spark the light. I talk to strangers, that's how bridges get built, that's how wounds get clean, that's how shame gets healed. You never know what you hear till you lend an ear. I talk to strangers, that's how peace gets near. Not just a name, it's a movement, a way to be. A better world starts with you talking to me. I talk to strangers. No fear in the phrase. It's connection, it's courage, it's changing the game. From Nairobi to New York, same silence and crowds, same prayers and hearts, just said out loud. Every handshake's a story, every smile a spark. But we miss it being cautious, keeping walls in the dark. See your neighbor as your mirror, not a name to forget. Ain't no growth in echo chambers, just regret. You want hope, don't scroll past it. It's in the voice of a stranger, go grasp it. I talk to strangers, that's how bridges get built, that's how wounds get clean, that's how shame gets healed. You never know what you hear till you lend an ear. I talk to strangers, that's how peace gets near. Not just a name, it's a lifestyle, a higher road. A better world grows when the seeds are sown. I talk to strangers, not just a phrase, it's a call to the heart, it's the new wave. They said don't talk to strangers, but we say talk to someone you don't understand. Shake a hand you've never held. Let peace be the product of presence. I talk to strangers, that's how we rise, that's how we learn, that's how hate dies. Say it with pride from every land. I talk to strangers, come take a stand. That's how we rise, that's how we learn, that's how hate dies. Say it with pride from every land. I talk to strangers, come take a stand.
And I talk to strangers.
My name is Fatu, and I talk to strangers.
All in all, my name is Navika, and I talk to strangers.
I am Heather, and I talk to strangers.
My name is Kate, and I talk to strangers.
Learn more at italktostrangers.org.
Welcome, welcome. Wow, this is a special edition of Conversation with myself, Real Talk with Dr. Beverly Jones. And today I have a very, very, very special show. I've had people to come across the pond today, and I'm so excited for my special guest. I'm going to start off with Miss Sebrena, and Miss Sebrena Sumrah Kelly. And she's the founder of Global Sisters, and this is a speaking network. And welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. I just want to make sure. And we have David, and David is with I Talk to Strangers. And he wearing that shirt, ladies. You guys can't see it, but he wearing that muscle shirt. I mean, I'm loving it. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Okay. And then last but not least, we have the superstar here. And again, he came from Kenya all the way to the station here, CLTV, to talk with us here. And I'm so excited to have you. This is Mr. Robbie Stokes, and he's been a special guest today. Everyone is special here. This is a round table. We're going to talk about issues in the U.S. and how Mr. Stokes is in Kenya and how he is saving the world. He is saving the world one child at a time, one person at a time, and now he's back in the USA. And I like to say that you're a Georgia boy. Is that, I'd say we grow up good in Georgia, right? Right? You guys agree with that? Yeah, so everybody, welcome. I'm just so glad to have you all. And you came so far and so near. This is my sister here. She has her own network going, and you're doing marvelous things. So I'm going to give each one of you a moment to introduce yourselves.
Well, I don't want to be, I want to talk mostly to him.
Okay.
The audience know me very well, so welcome everybody for tuning in. Of course, Sebrena Sumrah Kelly again, and Caribbeanlifetv and radio is home. It's a foundation I utilize, as I always say, getting the message out. It has been there. And so to bring what we're going to talk about today on a global scale to its audiences, and of course ours, I think it's an honor. As you said, this gentleman that we're going to talk to, Mr. Robbie here, born American, but saw something that drew him out of this country to change the lives of many and to utilize some things we're going to talk about that people probably take for granted. You just wrapped up the TV version of this platform, and as I said, and I listened to everything he said, what got him started, what he's utilizing to change the lives, I began to smile because I saw myself as a little girl from a village utilizing the very thing he'll be talking about. I don't want to give too much away. And I said, gosh, I never thought of it like that. Yes, we have resources, a lot of us, fruits and all of these things that are exposure, but it's how we view it. And here in America, we can honestly say, I can't just go in somebody's yard and pick a fruit of some sort. Guyana, where I'm from, we could. And many times we ate so much fruits, we got whoopings because we were filled by time it's time for dinner. So we never got sick. We just ate fruits all day long. And that lifestyle, I think, America, they want things very instant. I think we are nowhere near, and this is why we have all the diseases and all the ailments that we suffer from, because we eat out of a microwave, pretty much. Oh, wow. So as we began to discuss this great platform called I Talk to Strangers, based on peace, love, and unity, family, and children, community, I think this audience is going to be very intrigued and probably saying, how come I never heard of it? Because I never heard of it. And we are glad that Caribbeanlifetv radio and radio and TV is bringing this to broadcast. So I'm looking forward to the conversation.
Thank you so much. We're going to hear from David.
Oh, about what, sorry?
What you do, how you're making a difference with the organization, and of course we're saving the very best for last.
Yeah, absolutely. So my journey with ITTS started, I think, similar to a lot of people that have the opportunity to donate to ITTS. I started by donating. If I take a step back a bit, I did know Robbie growing up. We did go to the same school, elementary through high school, I think.
Amazing. In what city?
So Brevard, Cocoa Brevard. But we ended up going to school for high school in Titusville. So we were in a little town that was split between two cities. One city kind of owns the little town that we live in, but then we were sent to another to go to high school. And so growing up, we knew each other. We had conversations. Robbie knew my family and my sister. And then he branched out and started kind of his journey that he'll speak about years later. And I mean, I think in my 30s now, somehow we reconnected. I'm not even actually quite sure. Do you remember? I don't even know how it actually. I don't know how we reconnected, but we reconnected. And he started telling me, was it Tina? When she passed away. So my sister passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
life, and so she was a great person. And so then Robbie reached out to me. We reconnected, and we started talking about ITTS and what he was doing, and his vision of peace, one conversation, one person at a time, and he was going around the world at the time. And I think at that point we kept in communication and contact, and I started donating kind of money, and then that turned into me being more involved. It's like, well, hey, what can I actually do for you? Like, I only have so much money. I don't make a lot of money, so, but I can give you time. I can give you some of this money that I make, and some of my time. And so then it transitioned into starting to help him with my skill set, which is IT. And so when I went to, when I got out of high school, I went to college, and I went to college for IT, and basically my entire career has been deploying and developing IT infrastructures for companies, servers and switches and all the things you can think of in the cloud. I put together, build, and art and design. So I've been doing that for my career, and I started helping Robbie do that for ITTS, and here we are today.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. And, you know, I see the connection there. You never know where you're going to go from childhood to adulthood. Yes. All right. Well, you know, we have the star of the show right now. I'm just so glad to have you here today. This is Mr. Robbie Stokes. He's with I Talk to Strangers. He's been on a journey, and I'm going to let you tell your story.
My story. It's simple. I was born here in Georgia on a military base. So that's where the journey truly starts. War and peace. When you grow up in the military and you see what you see and you know what you know, I actually grew up wanting to be a soldier. So it's already in me.
But you are a soldier.
I had to fight for something.
Yes.
So that is probably the manhood journey that I think a young man, David and I, in the same neighborhood, running around being boys, and then you take this manhood journey. Now, this manhood journey, I have skill sets, strengths, experiences. What do I do with all of this? What's my purpose? I had to ask that question first. Why am I here? And that led me to start a meaningful journey, because we're all taking a journey.
Yes.
Some of us are doing zigzags. I wanted to go on a straight line. I had to find how to do that, and that became in my faith in the Most High. And finding out what that meant, and that was the real journey.
Okay.
So now I'm here today, 14 years later, 39 years later for being born in the state of Georgia, and I've seen a lot. So this is now my effort of turning all those experiences and keeping on that straight path of narrow righteousness and getting things done.
See, I see it as the path of righteousness, you know, as it speaks in the Lord's Prayer. So you've followed your journey, your God-given journey.
Yes.
So let's talk. I talk to strangers. I understand where I talk to strangers come from when you said military.
Okay.
Because when you're in the military, you don't see everyone that looks like you, and you don't see everyone that looks like you. So you have no other choices, right, to talk to strangers.
True.
And so that was probably that subliminal message in you all your life. And now it's sprouting out.
Yes.
That to
Yes.
talk to strangers because you're used to it.
Yes.
Yes, so see the things in our lives that we think that is just a very small mustard seed grows and develops into something worldwide.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so you have a book out.
I do.
You have reached up to the godly fruits and you made something out of it.
Yes.
Let's talk about why you're here today. And let's talk about what you're doing and how you're helping not just a country, but the world.
Okay. Let's talk about the world first.
Okay.
I had to. How about now?
Perfect.
Perfect? Sir. I had to learn first. How do you know if you don't learn? How do you learn if you don't listen? That was step one. My journey wasn't for me to walk around the earth and say, this is what I think. I know nothing. My journey around the earth was, tell me your story. People became teachers in their own individual lives, cultures, references, beliefs, and I learned a lot. And in that learning, the responsibility of knowledge is what I'm experiencing now. So what do you do with all this knowledge? There's a responsibility. The way I see the earth, the planet of water, soil, air, and the importance of all of that is the foundation of I
So
Talk to
those were
Strangers.
the elements,
It's nature.
basically.
It's creation. It's basic. Everything else is basic instructions before leaving Earth, or the Bible, for us to truly understand why are we here. And in that, there's a discovery that if you just look at nature, you see the plants, you see the animals, they seem to understand their purpose, and they perform it. The bird flies well. The cheetah runs well. We have a purpose. So we also have to live up to that. And in that journey, I had to find what that was, attached to all of the nature around me, to have a connection. So if I see coconuts on the ground, I don't see it as something that I'm not attached to. It's just as carbon-based as I am. It's just as from the earth as I am. So I need to treat it as such. I can turn this into something. And the journey for myself as well. You put pressure, coal, it turns into diamonds. That's me. You put pressure on me, I'm gonna shine.
Okay.
Right? And this is what we're trying to teach the children, because they're under pressure. Let's just talk reality.
Okay.
Let's talk reality. Mental health, reality. Violence, reality. Sin, reality. Pressure that these children are facing right now. I want them to understand how to withstand the pressure and not crack.
Wow. I thought that was very, very powerful. Indeed. You know, your journey. And, you know, most people, when they go to a foreign country with a body of water, they want to go in the beach, run in the beach. And instead, you find some resources on the beach.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And let's, you know, you have a question? Any you know, because most people see it, they're going to pick it up, they're going to eat it, or they're going to take it home, or they're going to kick it in the water, or they're going to leave it alone. But you chose something, a higher power, and made something out of that higher power.
There's a purpose. Everything has a purpose. So where you see a coconut shell, I saw a purpose. So to teach that to the children anywhere in the world is just as purposeful as teaching a child how to walk. When you see something, it has a purpose to it. Learn that purpose and it becomes beneficial to you, not a problem. Same thing with people. Learn people and they become beneficial to you, not a problem. It's called love. I learn you, I love you. And that's how I've learned how to love others, because I had to learn myself first. I love myself. I love myself. That allows me to love others.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to your childhood friend.
Okay.
Do you think this is divine intervention?
Do I think
That
this
getting
movement?
back with Robbie, you started off small, but now you're global. Everyone's reading about you, talking about you, you know, and I think that what you guys are doing now is just the beginning. I feel greater things are in the universe for you all to do. So,
Can I answer?
sure.
You were born a twin, right?
We look like twins.
Look like
but
twins?
we were off.
Okay.
We were off.
His sister, he mentioned her. His sister was involved in the movement. His sister was my travel agent.
Okay.
So from country to country, I called Tina. She made sure I got to where I needed to safely.
Okay.
Tina passed us away.
Sorry to hear that. My condolences.
They make a memory quilt. In the memory quilt is I Talk to Strangers. Of all of her volunteering services. When I saw that, I knew that Tina
was
was
the
just the
message.
beginning. I knew her brother was going to finish it.
Okay.
And I didn't know that at the time. So just to be clear, my sister is the good one in the family, and I was not. So it was a journey for me to get where I am and to have the views that I have and to become the man that I am, to be able to stand next to Robbie and help him and assist him and do the things we do today.
Okay.
It wasn't something that came natural to me. Robbie, I think it did. Robbie's always been like this since I've known him.
Okay. That was
Like class president, like he just
You just answered
like
the last
best
four
friend,
questions.
best friend with the principal. Like,
He was a good boy.
yeah, he was always the top. Everybody knew Robbie. He did everything in school. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, being an IT, and IT is so instrumental. You guys hear me talking about AI all the time. How does IT help with the coconut, to help with the coal, to help healing and, all that, the great things that the coal is doing?
That's a great question. So we end up using IT infrastructure to help create SOPs, like the standard operating procedures for people to use when they're going to build these coconuts, right? The shipping and the billing and the purchasing, all of that has to be documented. And so IT helps there. But I think more importantly, that's just kind of the business aspect, is the communication aspect, being able to talk to strangers. And what we've done is over these different continents, we've brought people together, like we'll see here today, when this, to communicate, to open up channels, have dialogue.
Made it more
which-
global.
more global. And so that gave us the window to kind of broaden where we can have an effect on, and on who. Yeah.
And asking Miss Sebrena, from where you're from, and I'm sorry that you're from
Guyana,
Guyana.
South America.
How do you see anything what they're talking about, and especially the coconut? Because, we're about helping people who need help. Guyana's a beautiful place. So
Yeah.
do you see any type of interjection of what they're doing, how it could help your country?
Yes, and of course Lawrence and I were talking. And I spoke to Robbie about this. I used to climb coconut trees.
Oh, no. Please spell your vision.
And let me tell you something, and Robbie may have already seen this in his experience as he came in contact with the coconut and what he wanted it to do, and with the folks he came in contact with. I remember when the coconut got really, really dry, there's a husky part in that coconut that we will use for fire and things like that. But inside the coconut is a jelly-like substance. We will take a part of the coconut, cut it into a spoon. We didn't go looking for the fancy spoons that we have. We will make our own spoon. That went with when you went and pull a coconut off a tree and use that to dip out the jelly out of the coconut.
So you can't eat the jelly?
You can eat it, it's just how you eat it.
Okay.
You don't take a spoon that you and I have access to. The coconut is the spoon. A part of it you will cut, and it becomes a spoon
Okay.
automatically. This is all culture.
Okay.
And this is why we don't have to run and wash a spoon. Just the little things, right? And then when you're done eating the coconut, you ate the jelly-like substance, you cut it up, and you make fireplace out of it. When you didn't have, like, I didn't have a stove growing up. Coconut used to be part of my grandmother outdoor stove. So that's my little life with coconuts. I have scars from climbing those trees. One more thing about the coconut. You have the branches.
Yes.
It's not just ordinary. In the middle of the branch is like a long stalk. That once we cut that off, the little, well, I don't know what we call it now, 'cause I've left such a long time. We make broom. We didn't have the fancy brooms like you. We will slice off each vein, if you will, and it becomes what we call pint of broom. And that's from the coconut tree. So look at all of the things I just said that a coconut tree did. Robbie, I know you can relate to that.
And it sounds like a little switch was made from
It
the
was too.
Yeah.
That vein, that long vein was a switch.
It's similar to like a palm tree, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
how
the
you can pull
family.
them
They're
back.
in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I even saw, I had to, I just found out about you all just last night. And I ran and just Googling up, you came. And he was talking, he was talking about that. And I said, what is it with this coconut? I'm going to have to know more about it. So Robbie, tell us, first let me just say this. I wanted to say this so the audience can hear. It says, I talk to strangers. And immediately I thought about the people that we overlook. We tend to not look at a person and their external environment, if you will, and not knowing their story internally. And I think this whole concept went a little deeper. I'm a little girl. I grew up with fetching water on my head. I had no running water. I grew up just like I told you, I had no stove. All right? And so it was commonplace. It was culture. No problem at all. And so when I see the name, I talk to strangers, I felt like you went deeper into a space that people overlook and judge and says, why would I even talk to that person? And let's go to Kenya, because that's where all the foundation is. And you saw lots of areas that had a void, if you will, that you knew you can fill with their own resources that they didn't see that they can utilize. So you then expanded on that little vision that you had. With a vision, it just takes one. And when you get to one, you will get to the villagers. You will get to the other people. If you can expound on that, when that vision came to you, and you even presented it to the people already there. Yeah.
What was their reaction when you presented that to the people? I mean, what were their thoughts?
Thank you.
I'm laughing because it's genuine. It's so genuine. The actual response.
Yes.
We should have did this when you first got it.
Oh, really?
It was
Yeah.
because it makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
They live off of a culture, and they, including myself and everybody else, we live off a culture where we need energy.
Yeah.
This is an energy void that we saw an opportunity for. It's not just about the coconut, but the coconut was producing something of use. Fuel prices are going up. You can't just cut down all the trees of the earth and say you're doing a great thing.
Right.
Why not clean up the coconuts, create charcoal, and make a meal for your family? Or clean up the beach, make charcoal, or heat your water.
But you can eat the coconut too, so.
The coconut's already eaten. It's
Okay.
just the trash.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
just the trash.
Just the trash alone turns into something we can do more with. And it promotes the next meal.
Yes.
And that's all it is. It's just a simple concept, and it makes sense. So now, but you have to tie in what's the why, because it's always how are you going to get other people.
Get it, yeah.
For the children.
Yeah.
So now, just to solve a bigger problem, how do you fund a youth program in Africa?
Yeah. Okay. For people to say yes to. Yeah. The coconuts. Yeah.
I wanted a better answer than no.
Yeah.
Coconuts. The Most High provided us what we needed already on this earth. Every seed-bearing tree gives us what we need. That's a seed falling from a tree.
Right.
Gave me what I needed to give these children what they needed.
So, was this just an epiphany, or had you gone to school and studied how you can take something out of nothing and make it amazing? Because I'm just trying, as you talk, every time you talk, I'm trying to imagine him walking on the beach, saying, oh, I can do something with this, or, I would have said, somebody need to clean up this beach. That would have been my first response, why did I clean up the beach? But with you, you didn't think like that. You went outside the box. And
You know what I
said-
saw?
What did you see?
The people doing nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
But
Walking over it.
So why not reteach them instead of walking over it? Do
Yeah.
this.
Okay. So
Yeah.
do you have a degree or in engineering or biology or something? Because if you say no,
life.
I'm just gonna say, if you say no, I'm just gonna say the Lord's hand was touching and leading you.
You can say that, and I'll give you a truth that will help the future.
Okay.
You will know what you desire to learn. I desire to learn even as much as who is the Most High. When you read the Bible and it says, O Most High, to give all praise, honor, thanks, and glory to,
Right.
who's this? I have that same curiosity about life. So when I see something, I'm gonna ask a question. And in that question, in discovery, I learned a lot of things just through life. I got to the point of people after I did the biology and chemistry, going through Titusville High School classes and Florida State University classes, and actually working in government and working in civil society and demonstrating capabilities and planning my own events. I had to do a lot on my own to learn. So now at 39, I hope I'm proficient in something.
So the people in Kenya, when you had this idea that, we're gonna take all this trash and do something with it, and came up with, okay, so we're gonna make some coal. What was it like for them to hear a stranger, even though you talk to strangers, but in their going to another culture, another land, and then you're coming up with this idea, and as Sebrena said, that you guys definitely use the coconut as well. You use it for food, disciplinary, and so you guys were already using the
We were,
coconut.
yeah.
Yeah, and so you come from the USA, and you say, well, I'm gonna take what's being used, and, it's being wasteful now that you guys have gotten all your whippings, right? So, you just take it to another level. It's just like any great thing. It's like Alexander Bell and, all the great people of the world. People always thought they were strange, How did they respond to you with your idea?
They say real recognizes real. I guess the strange recognizes the strange, right?
Okay.
So I found more brothers like me.
Okay.
They understood.
Okay.
They get it.
Okay.
It's the effort of change that people fear. When we talked about earlier, this journey, why people don't do most things in life is fear of the unknown, rejection, failure, disappointment, fear.
Yeah.
So when they see somebody fearless come into a situation and confidently state something that seems a bit obvious, there's no denying the truth of the matter. Clean this up.
Okay.
Now I just need a few volunteers, strange people,
Okay.
Yeah.
to come volunteer, to come clean this up and crush it down, burn it, go get some cassava powder, mix it, cook it up real good, and now we're gonna measure it by the kilo, and we're gonna shell this charcoal to the community, and we're gonna change things. They look at me like I'm crazy, but they say, okay, yes, sir.
Okay.
Wow.
So your best friend over there smiling. You're in technology, all right? So I'm so humble when I meet someone in technology because you can do the impossibles. What is your vision in terms of what your best friend from the Air Force Army? Was your dad Air Force?
Army.
Army? Yeah. So you say, yeah, Army best friend. You're in IT. He gives you a call. What were your thoughts?
That's funny you ask. I was thinking that as you asked, how does he come up with these ideas? And he called me. He did call me one day, and he's like, "Hey, I have this idea to make charcoal out of coconut." My first thought was, "What? I don't even know. Can you do that? Can that even be done? Is it a thing?" Yeah, I had no clue coconut could be charcoal. And so I think we had a pretty long conversation about the logistics behind it and how would we put it together. And Robbie's really good at coming up with these great ideas, and then bouncing it off everybody in his circle, right? And seeing what their opinion is. And so we had about a 30-minute conversation about the direction, how that should look, and kind of concluded what Robbie put together today, because Robbie really put a lot of this together. Obviously, all of it. Due credit goes to Robbie.
To interrupt you, was he like this as a little boy?
Yeah, I mean, Robbie was always.
Sorry,
He was always
these deep questions.
He was always outstanding. He was always outstanding. Always the one to talk to strangers in school. Very nice, polite. Wasn't scared to start a conversation, like most kids are, especially when they're teens. Never Robbie. He was always out front.
So it's in his DNA.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what are you gonna do? What's next?
Peace talkers.
Okay.
There's a responsibility, like I said, from everything that I've learned. I'm very thankful for all the strangers, near and far, that
My
have.
dad used to say, when you meet a great person, you met a great person, and they'll never be a stranger.
It's fair. That's fair. Because the stories and the experiences that I've shared or had can be so small as thank you, or so big as you saved my life. And to continuously know and understand our connection, our righteous connection, because don't talk to strangers is a great thing if the strangers are evil and sin-filled and
Right.
in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Don't ever talk to them. But when you got good people, children, you have to continue the conversation. You can never stop talking to a child. So this is where we're at now. So the biggest project that we have throughout the entire journey has been Teach the Youth. So we partner with orphanages, children's homes around the world who take care of the most vulnerable children. And we offer these services and this skill set and this greatness not to the profit, to the nonprofit of I Talk to Strangers, which is an education platform, IT, mobile app, call center, dedicated to making sure that these children know how to keep their minds together. It's a lot of pressure, but I would rather create diamonds than have cracked minds
Right.
for a peaceful future. So the Peace Talkers program and working with our team in Kenya and having this conversation even right now with our team in Kenya present only shows what the IT, the relationship and the perseverance gives us, because it's quite honestly the trip to Kenya and the exposure to the Kenyan culture, we're going back origin. They're strong. A Kenyan marathon runner.
And there's strength in
They're
numbers.
strong.
Yes.
So with that strength, if you can, the future generation, turn them in the right direction, the whole world has to bend because they're that strong.
Yes.
So that's what brings us to the guest that we brought here with us today. We have Brother Cosmos, the director and founder of Sikizana Trust, which is an orphanage children's home based out of central Kenya. And we also have our internal secretary, Mike, who is our, I told you, the ones that rise to the call.
Yes.
And he has taken the charge as a non-paid volunteer to see this through in Kenya. So with a bunch of good men, we keep this conversation going, and here's one of these great men in Kenya who spread this message and this movement here in Africa.
Yeah. And I'll say one thing before he begins to speak. Remember, when you're going, and let's use the word what it is, a village. Growing up in a village for me is still within me, even though I don't live there anymore, if that makes sense. And as you stated, it's in your DNA. I don't forget what it did for me. I never forget what the villagers did for me, how they protected me on my way to school, how they scolded me. Everything that you have been told that a village is supposed to do, that's my experience. So naturally, I would say, once you embark on that village and you see something where the villagers who are already there, who born into that, said, you know what, I never saw it, but I will lock arms with this stranger that is talking to me to help my village better. And I think that's why you have Mr. Cosmos and Mike and others like them, because they probably needed that voice that they probably never had, even within the village, because you don't always find visionaries in those villages. Some outsider may come in with good intention, because we know some have not, and they will lock arms. So I think this is why I think the gentleman that you have on the screen and others said yes to your vision. So let's talk to them.
You know, in America, we say it takes a village.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes they don't really do what it says. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Welcome, sir.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for being on here, and we're just excited to talk with you and see what's on your mind and how far you're going to take us.
Maybe we should ask him. What made you say yes? What made you say yes? Can you hear us? We can't?
Okay, yeah.
Yes. What made you say yes?
So my name is Cosmas, and thank you for this opportunity to share on this platform. I would say my encounter with Robbie was one very interesting morning. I was just going to take coffee somewhere, and there was this guy wearing a t-shirt written "I talk to strangers," and I sat there and I told him, I also talk to strangers.
Wonderful. Wow. God divine.
Yeah.
Yeah. God said, all right, I'll put these two strangers together. Let's see what we can do with them.
So we got two strangers talking. And I think the beauty about it is that the strange part of it is short-lived. So you stop being strangers almost immediately. You turn to friends. And the journey, I think now is 3 years since we met. And myself and my wife, Rachel, we've been taking care of children who have been abandoned and abused for the last 21 years. So part of what we've been doing with Robbie is the children have been peace talkers, talking about peace. And like you from Guyana, I live deep in the village, quite deep in the village, 23 kilometers off the highway, and next to a national park where we have the elephants, lions, and so we are real in the village. But we've done quite a lot on the peace talkers. And yes, what made me say yes, I saw somebody who is thinking beyond himself. We've been doing a lot of work with the children, but then maybe we focus on taking the child to school, giving the child some food and some school uniform. But that software where the child will start thinking of the world beyond herself or himself is what I thought was a very good focus that Robbie had started. So we've gone 2 full years on peace talkers. We've brought up quite bright young boys and girls, ages 14 to 18, who are participating in the peace talkers, who have gone to senior school with the skill sets that they have received during the programs, which we run every Sunday evening. And what has been very interesting, and I shared this with Robbie a few weeks ago, is that when schools opened in January and our kids transitioned to new schools where there are senior schools and junior secondary schools, they were identified just by default as leaders. And most of them became leaders in their own classrooms, in church groups, in sports, in the labs. And I would visit those schools, and I just feel very proud of my girls and boys. Yeah, and we are still at it.
Yes. Well, I think you all, as leaders and people who have influence and setting examples, you know, that's some of the core values in our villages, right? You have your teachers, you have a farmer, folks, all these different people in these villages that kids, as I remember, we weren't afraid. We didn't have anybody to say, oh, be afraid of Mr. So-and-so. You protected. And so I think when the concept came to you and the children gravitated towards it, you set that example for them, and it was easy for them to adapt and receive it. And of course, that's what you want. This has to be something that you want a legacy to surpass past you. And so I think as I listen to you, I love to hear stories like that. We always say, who is our future? What does the future look like? We've already sustained life to an extent, but we need young visionaries to come behind us and latch on to what we've left them. So of course, I know this will go very far as the youngins take it up, and then it will become a thing of the village, if you will, right?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are we talking to Mike next, or
Yes.
anything else we want to have him
Just
say?
even with Cosmos, what would be your vision for the peace talkers in Africa? Before we get to Mike, what could the peace talkers in Kenya do for Africa?
Well, after we met with Robbie and we went through the 2 years, I told Robbie, you can continue with your journey of being stranger in every other place, and I'll continue being a stranger here. And what we want to do is, can we use the concept and spread the message of love, peace, and unity, the message of talking to each other,
Yeah.
the message of creating friendship
Yes.
among our young people, and especially the young people in our country. And for example, and I think Mike will bear witness to this, is that we are going towards an election here in Kenya. And every time we have an election, we also have chaos.
Yes, yes.
We have our young people being used, and it's very common in the developing countries.
Yeah.
Our young people are used by the politicians to fight, to create chaos. But then the experience I'm having from the peace talkers within Skizana Trust, my organization is called Skizana. And actually it's almost like what I Talk to Strangers do, because Skizana means listening to each other. So from the experience we have learned from the peace talkers here, is that when people are trained, when people learn to create friendships, when people start seeing others as friends, as human beings,
Yes.
and we reduce the level of which tribe do you come from, because that's very common.
Yeah.
I meet Mike and I don't even care where he comes from. I just
Right.
see a friend.
Yes.
So that's what we are now thinking of. Can we spread I Talk to Strangers to as many young people as possible? And so this particular, the next quarter of the year, we are first of all going to secondary schools and recruiting, creating campus clubs, chapters that will continue discussing matters peace within their own schools, because it works. And I'll just finish by sharing 1 minute story where I come from a community called the Kamba, and across where I am, there's a hill. And on the other side of the hill, there's another community called the Maasai. You see that a lot it's like the image of Kenya. The Maasai community is the image of Kenya. So the Kambas and the Maasais have been fighting as many as I can remember.
Yeah.
So when we started Skizana Trust, I realized the fight is still there because there's fight for cows and goats and sheep. Everybody claims that these cows are mine. And so I used the same concept. I brought 50 young people from the Maasai community and 50 young people from the Kamba community, brought them together in a conference hall, and provided them with accommodation within the same hotel. And I went away without giving them any agenda. I told them we'll start the discussion in the afternoon. I never came back. The following day, I did not come back until evening. And when I came back, they did not want us to start anything because they were very busy talking. They had already become friends. And I will tell you, it was the end of that animosity. No more cows stolen, and now we are going towards the 18th year since that happened. So if we create more friends, the communities will not start thinking about tribes.
Yes.
Like, I've met all the teams, the Mike team in Diani and everywhere. When we meet, we are peace talkers. Nobody cares which community I've come from. That's what, and maybe Robbie did not even understand what he was doing. He was creating something that was going to create a universal tribe, a universal community, which does not look at the color and the religion and the community and the tribe. It's just one people.
Outstanding.
That's my vision.
Yeah. Perfectly said. Because I thought about the tribal thing and the division and some of the conflict we've seen and known for a long time. So yes, wow, the conversation began with that, and it will surpass them. Outstanding. I love it.
I love the just one people. I love that slogan.
Yeah. And I think it's teaching I hate to use this word, some of the older folks, if you will. This is where the young minds come in and tend to shift that concept of tribe and conflict and those type of things, right? It will need the young voice to. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Brother Mike is the young voice.
Yes, the young
Mike,
voice.
You here with us?
Thank you, Vasa. Cosmo, I'm sorry, sir, Vasa. Cosmos.
All right, Brother Mike. Brother Mike is the next generation of Kenya.
It's like teach one, reach one.
Yeah.
Brother Mike saw the call on LinkedIn and put in his volunteer, I want to help, was trained, was interviewed, was tested, was tried, and had to stand the same perseverance and duration as every Christian strong, and has been around for almost 2 years in a volunteer position for his country. So he's earned this position of understanding who I Talk to Strangers is as personnel and problem solver, but what I Talk to Strangers is as this is what we're going to solve for my country. This is how we're.
Just a slogan.
Yes.
It's not just it's his movement. Right? So then we have Brother Mike.
Yes. Hi, Mike.
Yes, hello.
Is it 11 o'clock yet? It's probably past that. We've got you up late.
I was going to say, we keep it in
Yes. Wow, so good to talk to you. We can hear you loud and clear. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. And so as we start talking about you, the young generation, the next generation that will keep the conversation going, keep positivity going, and lead and show your grandpas and so on. This is the way we're going to talk. This is the narrative that we're going to have. And I'm sorry, but we're about not having conflict and separation. Yes, I know we come from a rich culture, right? We do, with your tribes and all of that. And they're a beautiful thing. But I know sometimes they carry on some of the antiquated behavior, if you will, of things. And you coming up now are going to kind of teach them and show them and lead them away as we come into a whole nother era. So how do you feel when you got, not when you got, but when you said yes to this? You raised your hand right away, right? And says, wait a minute, I want to take the lead in this and take this message on.
Yeah, I wasn't kind of ready at first because, meeting a stranger at first, it's difficult, when you're trying to connect with someone. But how the person approaches you is also something different and something to teach you on how to approach someone. Because when I met Brother Robbie, you could see with the approach, you see with that smile and everything. As much as the guy had a lot of beards, and, from another strange country, but then the guy had to like, hello, I'm Brother Robbie from the United States. So I got to understand, and connect on a deeper level. So as the new generation, we keep to, when you listen to Brother Robbie's story, when you get to understand whatever the vision he has, whatever it affects us and how it affects us, especially us as the young generation, because we are living in a world where chaos and conflicts and everything is around us, and each and everyone just keep speaking or complaining on their phones. We just can't connect physically, or we just can't connect in that aspect of emotional. So with the I Talk to Strangers, you get to connect on that deeper level. We get to have that sense of belonging to the community, and we say one person, one conversation, and one stranger at a time. You get to, we always say that everyone is a stranger until you say hello. When you say hello, you're from Guyana. I tell you hello, I'm from Kenya. So we get to connect on that level after we have that conversation, and we will not be able to know each other, or we will not be able to just understand whatever each person is going through unless we have that conversation at that time with that stranger.
I have one quick question because it just popped into my head. Resistance. Did you get any resistance from your brothers and your sisters or whomever, or even your grandpa, or.
Yes. My friends, actually, my closest friends, they used to tell me, like, you're meeting people from strange. Actually, when you meet people from other countries, you get to see maybe they are trying to, lure you into some kind of some things, and other groups. But when you understand and try to know, we need to have this oneness, this peaceful community, this loving and united community we have, where we share the message of peace. Yes. You get to remove them from that scapegoat. Actually, right now, all my friends want to join. Most of them have actually joined the I Talk to Strangers, because they now understand the mission and the vision that we have as the I Talk to Strangers Foundation.
Right. Yeah.
But that's amazing what you're saying, and you're seeing a difference from people that want to talk with strangers. They're not shy about it, but you guys are making a positive move in regards to communicating. And so communication is the key to life. So what is the next step that you would like to take that I Talk to Strangers?
For the next step, I believe when we are united, when we are together, we are able to, channel this unity of us to a better good or greater good that we have. For example, for us, we have the project where we say the ITS community project, where we have the garden, the ITS garden, where we plant. So for this, we teach the young people to have and to be able to be sustainable, to be able to grow things on their own and be able to depend on themselves. So I believe when we are united, we are able to do things on our own. We are able to live on that oneness and stop depending on certain things other than chaos every time, conflicts every time. We are able to just think it through, as one, and be able to find a common goal to help us connect.
Yeah. It brought me back to, again, I just so cherish my upbringing, my all of 12 years of being born in Guyana and then having to migrate to this country. And I'll never forget when I came here, I didn't like it. It was too cold. And they didn't speak, they didn't say good morning and things like that. Just some of the simple things, And I said, oh gosh, these people don't have any manners, But I had to adapt. My mother brought me here, like many of us. But I remember something that still is with me, because I go home, I go and speak when I go home, and I walk barefoot so I can feel the grass when I go home. And I'll tell you this, there's one grocery store, we didn't call it that, but I'll say it so people can understand me, that's been there before I was born. And the gentleman that runs it, his dad started it, but then his dad started it. And he and I went to school. And every time I go home, I have to go to it, because I smile and I say, I talk about you all the time, because this is still here. And I'll tell you all something else, probably why it's still there. We have what's called the trust system. meaning I don't have money now. Trust me, I will bring it back. And as I stood there talking to him, a gentleman walked up, brought something, and he said, all right, I'm going to trust you later, and you're going to bring it back. Meaning, he didn't have the money then, and he brings back. And I told him, I said, you still have the trust system? He said, Sebrena, my dad left it. I have to honor it. And that's the thing about this village, is not removing the authenticity that it is and it stands for. And even all of the other villages, different names and so on, we all, if somebody don't have something, the other village come and will make sure you have the something. If you're short of cane or what have you. So I think even with this right here, when you bring the tribes together, if they lack something, milk or what have you, you then have formed that relationship now to talk to the stranger on the other side. I have milk for you now. And I think this is where this is gonna go so far. And you know, Mr. CEO Lawrence here says, Sebrena, I want you to help me with this with Guyana. We have it, but I think we can expand more on it. Because I think we still are not there. We've been brought into this system of the television and social media. And I always say, do not let it deplete who you are and what you are to a village. So I'm in awe of this. He knows my heart. Yes. I get choked up because I always talk about my village in my speeches and everything. And I think as we're sitting here talking, I just remember my beautiful life. Don't talk to me about poor. I grew up very wealthy and rich because of my village. And I think when we continue to remember that, we will go far as we bring those tribes together from all across the way that probably not didn't want to talk to you, but felt that they had something you probably didn't need, or you vice versa. You know, and now you're bringing those things together in one common.
So if I could interject there, that whole story is beautiful. I love it because it's a lot of what Robbie and his movement is, and ITTS is trying to bring people together and have that village-like feel. One of the other things, it may be a segue, I don't know if you want to segue or not, but one of the other things that we are attempting to do in Kenya is a peace village. Mm-hmm. And it's a village that we're trying to build.
Yes.
Bring people together and give them better accommodations, but also keep them collected in an area. So.
No, it's a good segue, and I wanted to jump in. My name is Lawrence. I'll engineer and talk. Because you said that, it reminded me about why I got involved. This is before Project Coconut.
Right.
It is about helping people in the village, and I know you represent Sebrena everywhere you go as a Guyanese. And the reason why I bring you to the forefront and expose you to what I Talk to Strangers stands for is because you stood for it the whole time. You and I went together 3 years ago, and we went with 40 Americans. And it was called Destination Guyana. And you were the host. You coordinated a lot of the events. But what we did to Americans was expose them to what was rich about Guyana. And yes, we discovered oil, and we're the fastest growing economy in the world. And it's good to say that proudly. But you was loving Guyana before we discovered oil. So when Brother Robbie brought this to the forefront, and I got to say, Khan, thank you. I'll say that on air, because we met with another brother, Brother Jimmy, Jay. And Jay exposed me to Tim at the time, now Khan, and he exposed me to I Talk to Strangers as a podcast, a one-off kind of thing. But I got curious right away. First podcast, first introduction, and then he made the great decision to connect me with Brother Robbie, and it's off to the races since then. So I want to say thank you, because what you introduced me to was worldwide. You was the first person in my life, and I'm 82 years old. You like that, right? Like I just wanted to say I look good for 82. That's all.
It never changes every week, right?
Black don't crack, that type of thing. But you introduced me to be open to live your life on world time. I'm in the airport on the West Coast, and I'm calling you, and I'm able to sit and have a conversation with you, and you in Kenya, and the time didn't matter because you told me the time didn't matter. Honestly, that was the first time in my life that, because America time, it get dark.
I don't think Robbie sleeps at all, and he doesn't, and he barely eats.
Right.
I don't know how he sustains
But
himself.
so here's what's good about that. Not sleeping is okay, but being resourceful for you with your not sleeping time is what you taught me. I've called you coming home from the club, and you answered. This is 3 a.m. It didn't. You let me feel comfortable enough. What you pointing to? Okay. You let me understand that time is relevant because you operated by living in Egypt and all these other places. You were accustomed to international time. So then you start functioning on international time. So you're able to do business and get a lot more done with being on international time. So people might not see me moving a lot, but I'm talking to you at 2 a.m, and I can't wait for you to get back to Kenya. Because now I'm mindful, because you're in the U.S. Honestly, the reason why you don't hear from me anytime after 12 midnight is only because you're in the U.S. So thank you for opening my mind to international time and being cognizant of being able to maximize your waking hours. And now I have my editor in Pakistan that I call him at 2 a.m. because you introduced me to that. So thank you for that. But I talk to strangers as a belief and a mission. I went to Guyana in November, and you were on some of the calls about what that should look like. But Sebrena, I'll tell you this. Guyana is wide open for what we're about to bring to them. Here's why. Just with the Project Coconut, we'll be self-sufficient. Because all we have to go is to Parika, the area where you close to where you were from,
My village.
and where they dump coconut shells and sometimes leftover coconut that they don't want to take back to where it came from because it's more costly to take it back. Because they bring it all to market and they sell, and I got to go back home because I've been out here for however long. And they dump it in the ocean, my brother, on the river.
Or they leave it right
On
there.
right there. So what we are on the verge on is abundance of throwaway resources that would now, and then I see the size that you've gotten it down to, because I was there at the beginning, so I saw the larger size. Hookah and the hookah industry. I am wide open. So Guyana is wide open for I Talk to Strangers. When it comes to look it up, the land of many waters is a phrase that we grew up saying. So water resources is plentiful. We're already food sufficient. So if there's no import coming from nowhere in the world, Guyana is able to self-sustain itself. It has the highest carbon eco-friendly rating for the least amount of carbon output in the world. So we have some fundamental things structurally as a country, but it's not being paid for because the biggest money maker is oil, and that's terrestrial stuff. So what you come in with is going to get resistance from the people with the money to do that. Because when I went, I'm trying to go to the government for the land that we talked about, and I joined the line. And because I was U.S. based, I had favor, and I got to the front of the line and got in the room, and the person all of a sudden went out to lunch because they don't want to have that conversation because they have to give me something. But what you have organized already, and I wanted to let this be on tape, with Strayer University, the students, because the mayor, they don't get to sitting on these calls. And when a whole university has reviewed every part of what you and Dave and all these people have put together, and you was able to present it to a university step by step, have them poke holes in it. Have them try to find what's wrong with it. And over 20 universities should come back and be like, shh, 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 on every call that I've been on with them.
Yeah. We've gotten great feedback.
Well, you think, why you think I want it known?
Yeah, great
Because
feedback.
when I sell it, I brought the mayor in, but I didn't sell that because she's not on those calls.
Yeah.
I'm bringing Sebrena in, but I didn't tell her nothing. I talked to her yesterday, and she's here in full participation. Imagine when they find out the robustness of what you've done to proof and verify the concept, proof of concept, proof of everything that you do is verified by universities, by professors. They don't know that you're IT whiz. They don't need to know that because you're using that talent to now benefit the world, as the mayor said in our earlier session. So it's not you coming into nothing raggedy. Are you ready for this? Are you prepared for this? Because it's bigger. Okay, so I'm Guyanese, and I could say Caribbean in terms of understanding. There's 26 Caribbean islands that Caribbeanlifetv could have an influence over using what we've already created. This young lady that's sitting before us, in her one interview, one time, she still has the record for the most viewed and the most commented on 2-hour interview, if it was that long.
I believe it. She speaks really well.
You understand?
She
And
told this story in the beginning of this podcast,
Yes.
and I was like, man, she's saying that
Yes.
so good. Yeah.
And
She's
we
just
promoted
speaking
it
so well.
one day. But the person was impactful. So what I'm saying to you, Brother Robbie, we have people, she interviewed the people that is over the EAP in Guyana, and we never had an EAP years ago. So you got the person that's passionate about what we're talking about in the media space. She has a group of 50 women as part of her organization that if they're motivated, they're part of her organization. And we'll tell them the name.
Global Sisters Speak Network.
Already established, going. So once we bring these stakeholders to the table, like the mayor has stepped up, and I thank you, because I've been part of this for 2 years. And with all that I got going on, I'm holding on for dear life because it requires your full attention because it's so much.
Yes, it does.
Today I met him for the first time, but I didn't meet him for the first time because we are all present on meetings, updates, where we go in this leadership is why we are motivated internally out. So you got to make us do anything. He shows the information is right there. The commitment is right there. Your commitment is right there. So we got locations in South Carolina, North Carolina, with Pastor Lewis, committed with land, waiting. He's in Florida, have connection.
Brevard County Superintendent.
Yep.
He's on board.
Look at that.
We are in Illinois. Universities are on board.
Yes.
Canada. Universities are on board.
Yes, with Adnan.
UK and Scotland.
Yes.
Universities are on board.
Egypt.
In Egypt. People are on board. They may be the people with money, but we're the people of the book.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what's most important.
Yes.
The message that's unifying all of us and the common factor. And it really came from Brother Mike and our team in Kenya.
Yes.
To remind me why they're doing it. Why don't we just do what the Most High wants us to do? That should make everything better, right, Mr. Robbie?
No, they're right. They called you on the carpet on that.
It should. So that's the true call to action is from the leadership voices at this table. And I'm thankful for my wife, Latrice, and my children that motivate me to continue to have this conversation. I see my children and their brilliance at 4, 3, and 5 years old, Nehemiah and Naomi, and I want the best for them. Yeah. And then I look at my cousins and the younger people, and Dave's daughter, and Tim's daughter, Khan's daughter, and everybody's children, and I sit there and I ponder, and I say, I remember the most incredible advice I got from Brother Carl Williams. And he said, you are going to be charged to do things you may not understand, may not want to do, may not truly feel completely passionate about. But think of how many people you're going to help. And I think about that each and every day. And
Yes.
it pushes me to just continue to have these conversations pleasantly, enthusiastically, positively.
Isn't it tiring sometimes, though?
Never. The Most High is too great to me. Did you
Because every
see-
time I talk to you, I'm motivated. I
Did
get
you
off the
see
line.
the food that we ate today?
Yes.
Good.
Did you see the prayer that we had today? Do you see these messages and these comments? And I'm just sitting here just listening to all of this, and I'm saying, this is just what this is. I stay up to all kinds of night. We flew in at 4 o'clock in the morning. We're leaving right after this. We have another state to go to. We have another school to go to because there's another stranger that needs to be saved.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I thank you for coming into my life in that way and giving my life a more purpose, because I'm doing something that's larger than myself. I felt that by creating Caribbeanlifetv and Caribbean Life Radio as an environment to get our message out about the Caribbean, but with this, now it's international, it's worldwide. And I think having Sebrena that have that same vision, she's been with me from the start and interviewed some powerful people along the way, whether it's politicians or artists that is conscious as well. And now exposing her to I Talk to Strangers and giving her a chance to review what we've done is not in vain. And for you to talk to me about using this space and now using it, and using it in a way, you see technologically what we had to do to put it together, and we did it. Dave, thank you. Because we didn't work together before, but you gave me a task, and what I was inspired to do is go fix it. What we need to do, get people on the screen, we fixed it. And so that camaraderie, that encouragement, the mayor called me often to make sure that everything, Dr. Beverly, I thank you. You was on it, you understand? You was making sure you followed up, you created paraphernalia, you sponsored the food, you brought people. I say thank you. Because from the minute that you came into my life through just being a guest years ago, you were one of the first people to recognize me with a proclamation from the city that I'm doing business in. I thank you, and that's before the state recognized me. So you've been impactful in terms of what we've done and what we continue to do. One of the things you said to me when you first met me, you said, I'm American, and I've been around your community quite a while, and I see value in partnering with the Caribbean community, and you offered, how could I use a park in the city of Stone Mountain to bring that culture to the forefront? Yes. And then when you had your event in the park with other people, you invited the Caribbean community to be part of it. And when you had the March for Martin Luther King Day, you invite I Talk to Strangers to be a participant in that. So I say thank you. I've been inspired by the movement, because it's not just one person. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your leadership. Because I know there's more than me, I don't feel overwhelmed, honestly. Because the world is overwhelming when you see how much, what need it is. Because they're praying for world peace. But what, Brother Robbie, what you've created is that we have to be the peace that we see. And I've said it when you asked what is your word for the day. We have to be the peace that we want to see. And that has encouraged me to continue to remain peaceful and be about peace in my action. So today is very special. Yeah, we're supposed to end at 4, but here's what's good with ownership. We go till when we say that it ends. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a good position to be in. Thank you. I just want to say that.
Thank you guys all. And just from my last thought that I want to make sure I share with all of you guys for this wonderful opportunity and for everybody listening, there's origins to everything. There's origins to this world. So all thanks and praises to the Most High and allowing us to be present today and growing up in Cocoa, Florida, and we just had this reunion there, and it does feel good to do the right thing, and that's what I want everyone to understand. I've had childhood friends like David and John and Brother Khan who just been in my life, and it feels good, and I want everybody else to feel good. So I want everybody else to be good to other people and just feel good. I always tell my daughter, we all want to be happy. Yeah. So let's help each other, encourage each other, motivate each other towards a happiness that we all can sustain, and we all can share, and we all can live, where everybody can literally, tangibly, not metaphorically, be at peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, so Mayor, I'll give you the honors of closing this out. I think you've done an exceptional job. I think that this gives us the foundation of how we could do it again, right? Because it's an example.
Right.
And whatever challenges that we were encountering, bring it back, somebody said, let's push it back. Yep, so we could get all of her in, some more. But I wanted to say to you, thank you for your stick-to-itiveness, because whatever challenges that we were going to have, as a village, we solved it. We discussed it, and then we executed it, and it was well executed, so thank you.
Thank you. It was an
yeah.
honor and a privilege to host you today, you and David and Sebrena.
Con.
And Tanya, I tried
Con.
to...
Con.
I tried to steal his baby earlier. I really did. And then, you know, the two of us, we've been connected, you know, for, a couple of years now, planning and executing. But what I've gathered, I want to say the round table, but it's actually square. So what I've gathered at this square table, when everyone was talking, I had a bittersweet moment, because in the African American community, way before your time, that's how African Americans had to communicate and to live, by trusting each other. And so this is what I'm seeing, that you're doing a round robin, and you're coming back and you're showing how people need people, because we got so far away from it in this day and age. And you guys are bringing life back to how we had to survive, because we had nothing else, no money, no homes, no cars. We had very little, and we had to rely on people. And so,
And even greater, just like the Israelites in the wilderness.
Yes.
That reliance on the Most High.
Yes.
We're all in the same situation right now. It's rough, it's tough. Sin is prevalent. Evil is rampant.
Yes.
So we have to have power of prayer,
Yes.
peace of mind, strength of the Most High, just to get through the wilderness. There's no other way.
Not being a neighbor, but being a brother.
We have to help each other.
Yes. Yes.
I'm my brother's keeper.
Yes.
Love
yes.
thy neighbor and love thy brother, of course.
Yes, so it's been an amazing day, and let's not let this be the beginning and the end, but let's just continue to do what we're doing today, either quarterly or, you know, every 6 months, but we got to keep the momentum going. We can't lose it. We're too high and too far. And so it's important that we continue. So thank you all for coming on this journey, and we all connecting. It's like electricity. Indeed. When you take the two wires and put it together. Indeed. And so that's what we've done today, and I want to thank you all, and it was a pleasure.
Blessing.
It was a pleasure.
Brother
being with y'all
Cosmas, you
today.
still here with us? Want to make sure we close you out and go to bed.
Yes. Good night now. Okay. Have a good night.
Okay.
And we thank
Good
you.
night.
Giving them a chance to say something.
All right, Cosmas, any closing words?
Thank you very much, ladies and everybody behind the scene there. Yeah, it is coming to midnight. It's 11:30, but it was worthy listening to each one of you. Let's create one block. Yeah. Good night and good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
I appreciate the Brother Cosmas. I do want to mention this. Brother Cosmas is running an orphanage and a children's home, and it has a school, and it's missing something. What does the school need? And a classroom. So our mission right now is my next trip to Kenya, I want to deliver a classroom. Actually, I want to do it before I get there, but I'll go there just to show that it was done. But we need to help Brother Cosmas build a classroom for our peace talkers, because right now they sit outside on laptops, on a stool or a stone or a bench or a chair, and they get their lesson. They have earned a classroom.
How do we do that, sir?
All right, italktostrangers.org. Click donate. You will see Peace Talkers. That's how you get money to Brother Cosmos to build this classroom. That's my challenge for everybody listening. Let's get it done.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you. Yeah, that's because today I did not say that. Thank you, Robbie. That's as I said, ladies and gentlemen. We are deep in the village. we actually like the light of that village. Myself and my wife, we are just like the light. Everybody calls me my dad. Everybody calls my wife mom. Everybody from the village. And so we are saving our whole generation, and sometimes you get used to it. So when we are reading from outside, we rarely realize it until it's very hot, like in the month of August, or it's very cold, like towards December. So yeah, that has been our biggest challenge. We've been struggling to make sure we have
Brother Cosmos,
enough places.
Brother Cosmos,
Yeah.
where do the children come from?
The type of children we have, as I said, we have ages 3 to 18, and these children are saved from abuse. We have children as young as 4 years who have been sexually abused by people and then dumped somewhere, then they are brought to us. We have children as young as 3 who we don't know who the mother, the father is. They were just found somewhere in the streets. Others, their mothers and parents ran away. So we are the parents, myself and Rachel, my wife, we are the parents for these kids. We have children who have been, even boys who have been sodomized, and we become the family for such cases. So one of the things we have talked with Robbie is apart from the classroom is the software. When these kids come to us, we have to check. Sometimes we are involved in looking for the person who has defiled or sexually abused that child. We take them to police. Sometimes we have to go to court to make sure that they are put into jail. Like just now, we have a very serious case of that magnitude. One girl has had to be put on drip for almost 8 hours. And then we go to counseling. We have to provide psychosocial counseling for that person, for that child who has been abused. And those who have been rejected by, especially in a situation where the father and the mother fight, they disagree. Then one walks this way, the other one walks that way, and the child is there in the middle. They look at the father is going, the mother is going. So those ones also end up coming to us, and they find out a family. So again, apart from the classroom, we've been also looking for support to get counselors to come to our campus and talk to the kids who have been who get admitted. Also, child trafficking. We are near as I said, we are 23 kilometers from the highway from the capital city, Nairobi, to Mombasa, which is where I met Robbie. So, and here is a corridor that is used a lot for child trafficking. So our nearest town is the middle of those two cities. So that transit trucks stop there for lunch, for dinner, they sleep there. And that's where we have the kids get rescued from those lorries, from those trucks, and then they're also brought to us. Now, the biggest challenge is that the government will bring the police will get the child and bring the child to us, but they will only bring the child, they don't bring the food. They just bring the child, and They record we have taken the child to Cosmos, and then they don't even follow up, don't know how the child will reach the court. So I have to make sure I get means of getting the child to court, medication if the child is even pregnant. One of the girls who was brought a week, 2 weeks ago is pregnant from the rape. So we have to deal with all that at the same time. So we are working on making sure we have a place where when they come, the reason we started the school is that this child who has been defiled, who has been sodomized or even abandoned by the parents, when you take them to a government school, the teachers in government schools are not specifically trained to deal with such traumas. So we have trained our teachers and the staff to handle the traumas with care, with love. And when you see our girls on, I talk peace talkers on Sunday, you will not know that they have gone through all that. They are cheerful, and they are support base for the new ones. Every new girl or new boy comes, find support base from the ones who have been with us over the years. So that's how the kids come to us. We don't run it as a children's home, like what you know a children's home is like, where we run our place as a home. I stay there. I stay within the home with my wife. We stay there. We don't come in the morning. So that if at night a child is crying, we can actually run to the room and find out what's happening to that child. Yeah, it's a family. It's not an institution.
I like that. Wow.
Welcome to I Talk to Strangers. I am thankful for your time, because as I said, my journey was about listening. So I hope that everybody listening has learned something. And that's what it's really all about. Teaching, sharing, learning, growing. Brother Cosmos, you're doing great. Keep it up. We got your back.
Love you too.
Yep. See you soon.
Keep it up.
Turn it around and end it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that concludes it. I think you've already ended it, and then you brought Cosmos. So Sebrena, just close it out again so to have a close.
Oh, I thought we were done.
No, but then once you brought Cosmos back, television. Just thank them for
Yes,
watching and where to
just-
follow us and how to follow you.
Yeah, I'm so emotional and
Yes.
Sometimes you just wish you can do so. These things are happening, and you got a chance to hear something happening in real time.
Yes.
Through the I Talk to Strangers. Like, sometimes you just feel like, okay, you thought you heard enough, and then here comes a concept such as this. Open your eyes more, and now you're trying to say, okay, what have I been doing? I see why now some people just say, you know what? And let me just use American society. And when we talk about the international aspect, when you said he answers the phone all the time, because he's not on nobody's time. He's on his time.
Exactly.
Because their time tells you when to wake up and when to go and serve them. And with a concept like this, you can serve anytime you want, because you are not answering to them. You're answering to a higher call.
Welcome to our world.
And I serve two masters, and that's the encouragement for the children.
Yes.
Not to learn only but one master.
Yes. And sometimes you just, and you know what, I honestly believe, as I sit here and soak all of this in, I think people, again, we've been taught, I need this, I need that, I need all these things for something to happen. And you really don't. You need you.
Faith.
Because it was given to you, and you then say it will come.
That's it.
Build and they will come.
Hey,
Yes.
hey.
Tell them all the time.
Wow.
Yes.
Ah.
Beautiful.
So, I know we're gonna exchange numbers, because things like this, and my mind is already going and see.
Yes.
You will say, okay, Sebrena, this is the first thing you do. I just need a blueprint and tell me what's the first thing I do. Then we come to the second. I think Dr. King said that you may not see the whole staircase.
Start walking.
But you start.
Take the first
And
step.
right. And I think you've given us enough. The talking.
Let's walk in peace.
The walk, yes. Right?
Let's take a peace walk.
Yes.
Take a peace walk.
For sure.
Man.
Beautiful.
Thank you. You're not ending it.
This was not a mistake. I stopped what I had to do today. And when he told me this last night, I said, fine, I'll move. Look, one of my business partners, she says, wow, Sebrena, who are you talking to? I sent her a flyer. And I said, girl, I'll talk to you about it later. Because what I had planned was not really, it wasn't to the detriment of me. It wasn't going to stop the show. And I just wanted to be here. I was excited to meet you. And I was excited about what that thing says, what that shirt says. What do you mean I'm talking to strangers? And then I'm glad I went live. I have people watching from Guyana and all over. They were watching, and of course, Caribbeanlifetv. I remember when I told him when you started this, we talked about how far you were gonna go. Remember that?
Yes.
And I said, you gotta make this thing where everybody can't hear you. There's an accent coming out. You know, so you've done that and some. You've done that and some.
Thank you.
Brother.
And you don't know who just listened
Big salute.
and heard. When I was on radio, I used to say, a little girl is hearing my voice and my beautiful accent, and she's saying one day that will be me. So you don't know where this went today. You know it went somewhere.
Everywhere.
You just don't know who it has affected and touched. And you may get a random call somewhere. I heard you.
Always.
And so I'm always ready to have equipment to say, this is what you do. Because I got it from the man and the team and everybody.
We got you on that.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. The book, don't forget to go to Amazon Prime. Go to Amazon. Robbie, tell them the name of the book.
One person, one conversation, one stranger at a time.
And then we could definitely put the link in the feed for the YouTube feed, the Facebook feed. So stay tuned, guys, for more. We're going to have more of this podcasting type scenario because this worked, and it worked well. I'm glad that we figured it out. So thanks again. Thanks, guys, tuning in. Caribbeanlifetv on Facebook, Caribbeanlifetv on YouTube. We streamed live in over 100 countries on our radio app. So you was able to hear all of this in over 100 countries. So this message went out all over, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to put it there. Thanks again. Bye.
Now we'll take a group picture.
Oh, yes.
Get my picture.
All right.
So I can have, and I can repost it.
Some blessings.
Wow. Oh, my Lord.
Absolutely beautiful, brother.